Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Ram Ram. Hare Hare. So welcome, and I'd like to thank all of you for coming to attend Dasera annual youth camp at ISKCON Kanpur. Hope you are all happy to be here. If you are happy, then it should be louder. If you are very happy, then more louder. Thank you so much. So today, tomorrow and day after tomorrow, 3 days, we'll be discussing from a topic from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. All of you know that Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the essence of all Vedic literature. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained that Shastras are the Pramanas, but Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the topmost Pramana. And in Kali Yuga, very difficult for people to study Vedas because mostly are not available, and very difficult for people of Kali Yuga to understand the intricate subject matter of Vedas. But that can be very easily understood in the form of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So there are many aspects in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and it is divided into 12 cantos. We'll be discussing from a topic which is explained in the 6th canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. There's a famous story, it's a history. It happened also in this state of Uttar Pradesh, not far from Kanpur. So last time we chose Dhruva Maharaj, who also was residing very near Kanpur. And this place is little far from Kanpur, but still in this area. It's called Kanoj, and that time it was known as Kannakubja. And this story relates to that place, and it is related to a personality. His name was Ajamila. Have you heard the name Ajamila? You have to, because it's a very famous character. If you are to know Bhagavatam, you must know Ajamila. So we'll try to understand different things from this pastime. So this pastime begins, the 6th canto begins with a question, with a series of questions, but essence is the same, and the questions are asked by Parikshit Maharaj. Because asking question is very, very important. Because that is a process of spiritual journey. Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, Tadviddhi pranipatena pariprasthana sevaya. Upadekshantita jnanam jnanena tattva darshina. If we want to know the absolute truth, then we must approach a bona fide spiritual master. And what is the process? First is pranipatena. You have to surrender. That is very important part. Asking question is very important, but asking questions has to be accompanied by 2 other aspects, pranipatena and sevaya. If we don't surrender, and after surrendering if we don't serve, then only inquiry is not going to help us so much. Therefore, asking question is very, very important, but that needs qualification. qualifications. First is surrender, and second one is service. But that concept is not much there in the present-day education system. Present-day education system is only inquiry. And for that also you don't need any person. You can ask question in a different way. You can ask question to an impersonal entity, which is very famous personality. It's called Mr. Google. So that is the process of inquiry in the modern days. But from that you will get information. But information is not enough. Information is necessary. But information is not the goal of our life. Many people know cigarette smoking is injurious to health. Most people know. I think everybody knows. Tobacco is the cause of cancer, is a legally compulsory thing to display. And after it became legally compulsory, smoking has increased. So by that we can understand information is not enough. So spiritual life is not about information. Spiritual life is about transformation. We have to transform our life. So in order to transform our life, we need a person in our life. Arjuna became transformed when he surrendered his life to Krishna. Here, Parikshit Maharaj's life is also transformed because he surrendered his life to Śukadeva Gosvāmī. So that surrender is a very important aspect of our spiritual journey. If that is not there, everything else will remain the same in our life because we are not going to be transformed. Because transformation begins with surrender. And that is not a slavery. People don't like to surrender. Why I want to surrender? I don't want to be a slave. It's not a question of slavery. It's a question of surrender out of love. Surrender out of respect. It's a voluntary process. Because we are all servants. And the position of a servant is very, very important principle. And this position is the safest position, is the most important position in the existence. And that is eternal. When Sanatana Goswami asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu the question, who am I? Then Mahaprabhu answered that Jiver Swarupay Krishner Nityadas. This is our eternal identity. So that identity is very, very important for our life to understand and also to practice. And the practice begins when we approach a bona fide spiritual master in the mood of surrender. So here, Parikshit Maharaj is asking question in that mood. It's not an ordinary inquiry. And this inquiry is related to an eternal subject matter. Any question which is not related to eternity has no much value in our life. So here these questions by Parikshit Maharaj are very, very important. Why? Because these questions are related to eternity. Krishna is eternal. Jiva is eternal. And the relationship between Jiva and the Supreme Lord is eternal. So Parikshit Maharaj is asking question related to that. That's why these questions are very, very significant, important in our spiritual journey. So we'll recite a verse which talks about the essence of the subject matter of this 3-day seminar. It's from Sixth Canto, chapter 1, text number 6. Adhuneho mahabhaga jathaivo narakan naraha nanagro jato naneya tanme vyakhyatum arhasi adhuneho mahabhaga jathaiva narakan nara nanagro jato namneya tanme vyakhyatum arhasi. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Translation. O greatly fortunate and opulent Śukadeva Gosvāmī, now kindly tell me how human beings may be saved from having to enter hellish conditions in which they suffer terrible pains. Purport. In the 26th chapter of the 5th Canto, Śukadeva Gosvāmī has explained that people who commit sinful acts are forced to enter hellish planets and suffer. Now Maharaj Parikshit, being a devotee, is concerned with how this can be stopped. A Vaishnava is paradukha dukhi. In other words, he has no personal troubles, but he is very unhappy to see others in trouble. Prahlad Maharaj said, "My Lord, I have no personal problems, for I have learned how to glorify your transcendental qualities and thus enter a trance of ecstasy. I do have a problem, however, for I am simply thinking of these rascals and fools who are busy with Maya Sukha, temporary happiness, without knowledge of devotional service unto you." This is the problem faced by a Vaishnava. Because a Vaishnava fully takes shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he personally has no problems, but because he is compassionate toward the fallen, conditioned souls, he is always thinking of plans to save them from hellish life in this body and the next. Parikshit Maharaj, therefore, anxiously wanted to know from Śukadeva Gosvāmī how humanity can be saved from gliding down to hell. Śukadeva Gosvāmī had already explained how people enter hellish life, and he could also explain how they could be saved from it. Intelligent men must take advantage of these instructions. Unfortunately, however, the entire world is lacking Krishna consciousness, and therefore people are suffering from the grossest ignorance and do not even believe in a life after this one. To convince them of their next life is very difficult because they have become almost mad in their pursuit of material enjoyment. Nevertheless, our duty, the duty of all sane men, is to save them. Maharaj Parikshit is the representative of one who can save them. O greatly fortunate and opulent Śukadeva Gosvāmī, now kindly tell me how human beings may be saved from having to enter hellish condition in which they suffer terrible pains. So this is the topic. Because in order to discuss something, you have to have a topic. So Parikshit Maharaj is very expert. By asking question, he is bringing a very important subject matter. So asking question also needs qualifications. It's not that anybody can ask questions. Nowadays anybody can ask any question. But in order to ask real questions, you need to be really qualified. So Parikshit Maharaj is really qualified. What is the qualification of Parikshit Maharaj? His qualification is that he is free from envy. His heart is pure. A person who is pure in consciousness can ask genuine questions. And Srila Prabhupada in the purport is explaining that quality of a Vaishnava. He is paradukha dukhi. In this world, people are parasukhe dukhi. People are not happy. Why? Seeing others happy. That is the problem. Why people are not happy in this world? Because they want to be happy in this world. That is the problem. I is the focus. Why we are not happy? Because we want to be happy. But who can be happy? Who makes others happy. They can be happy. Why Parikshit Maharaj is happy? Because he wants to see the whole world become happy. He is so compassionate. His heart is filled with compassion. But the living entity in this world, what is their situation? Their situation is that their heart is filled with passion. So journey is from passion to compassion. And people ask question, how to develop compassion? The word itself signifies that principle. Compassion. Passion ko kam karna hai. If you want to be compassionate, then you have to reduce passion. But problem is that we want to be compassionate, but we don't want to give up passion. That is a problem. Compassion and passion cannot go together. Just like attachment and Krishna consciousness cannot be together, in the same way mode of passion and compassion cannot be together. Because passion leads to exploitation. And when you are free from passion, then that will lead to compassion. So Parikshit Maharaj is full of compassion. And based on that principle of compassion, he is asking question. Why Parikshit Maharaj became very sad? Because at the end of Fifth Canto, Śukadeva Gosvāmī explained in detail what is the description, how living entities suffer in different types of hellish planets. Many people don't accept it because they don't like to see that happen. How many of you accept that there are hellish planets available? Okay, very good. I was hearing a lecture, if you want to see the hell in this world, you can have a glimpse of that hell if you go to the hospitals and if you go to the jail. So symptoms of hellish planets are there in this world also. But people cannot relate to that because we are so much conditioned. Some people love to stay in jail also. Practically, it happened. So one of our devotees went to give a lecture in a jail. And after the lecture was over, one prisoner came with a very sad face. He said, "Today is very bad day for me." Why? He said that I will be released from jail today. He said, "You should celebrate that. You will be released from jail." No. I was celebrating inside the jail. because I was the guru of the jail. Whenever new prisoner comes, they used to take shelter of me, surrender unto me, asking questions. So I used to bless them. I used to get a lot of respect, lot of gifts. So I was treated like a very exalted personality with a lot of respect. But when I will go out now and go to my own place, then people will see me like, oh, I came out from a jail, so I will not be treated properly. So I am very sad. So one elevated personality from higher planet became a hog. And another eminent personality came from higher planet and said, now we are not finding a suitable person for that position, please come to the higher planet. He said, no, I am very happy here. I am very happy. So people like hell, because that is the power of three modes of material nature. Prabhupada used to give the example that one person is in the hospital, got operated, there are tubes all over his body, and one relative came to see him. How are you? I am very good, I am fine. So this is the nature of this world. So that's why to go to hell is not a problem for people, because already they are in hell. And they don't have any higher principle of life. To ask questions about hell, you need to have some qualifications. So Parikshit Maharaj is not asking question, he is also very concerned, because he felt very sad that how living entities will suffer in hellish planets. And Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport, a pure devotee has no problem. Who is a pure devotee? We always say pure devotee, pure devotee, pure devotee. One of the symptoms of a pure devotee who has taken full shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The next question will come, what is the meaning of taken full shelter? What is the meaning? Who follows the instruction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as it is, he is fully surrendered. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranang bhaja aham tam sarva papebha moksha-sami masucha. After speaking Bhagavad Gita, Krishna told Arjuna that I have spoken Bhagavad Gita, now it's up to you to decide what you want to do in your life. Then if it is told to us like that, then we'll be very happy. Thank you so much, we'll say. But Arjuna did not say like that. Arjuna told Krishna that whatever you will say, I'll do that. Karishe vachanam tava. That is the meaning of surrender. Surrender is not a lip service. I am fully surrendered. I am surrendered. I am very humble. It should be translated into actions. It should be practically exhibited. Arjuna practically exhibited that surrender. And when someone is fully surrendered, Krishna takes full control of that living entity. Means Krishna takes full responsibility. When someone is fully surrendered, then he is free from the modes of material nature. Nothing of this material world can act on that person who is fully surrendered to Krishna. So Parikshit Maharaj is at that level. And that's why he has no anxiety. But people in this world are in anxiety. Right? Nowadays, anxiety is too much. Too much anxiety. Life of anxiety. What is the meaning of anxiety? Because we are not sure what's going to happen in our life. And even after entering into spiritual journey, we ask the same question, what is going to happen? What is going to happen? anxiety, chinta. Free. It is a free gift of material existence. Anxiety. Why we are in anxiety? Because we don't know. We are in darkness. Past, we don't remember. That's why we don't believe also. Future, we cannot see. That's why we also don't believe. So we did not exist in the past, according to the modern system of understanding, and we are not going to exist in the future. And there is no present in this material world. So what is our life? Nothing. Because we are not there in the past, we will not be there in the future, and there is no present in this world, so we don't exist. Right? This is the philosophy we propagate. Why? This is because of the darkness, ignorance. Whatever we cannot remember, whatever we cannot see, is not the proof that it does not exist. So we are in anxiety. Why? Because we don't know what's going to happen. That's why we need knowledge. Knowledge is like the light. Om jnana timirandhasya jnananjana shlakaya chakshur unmilitang jena tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. So the spiritual master enlightens us, shows the light of transcendental knowledge so that we can see. So what is knowledge? That is also very, very important. Education. What is Vidya? What is education? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asking question to Ramananda Rai in South India. What was the question? What is real education? And what was the answer by Ramananda Rai? Ramananda Rai said, Krishna Bhakti Bina ar Vidya nahi ar. Krishna Bhakti Bina Vidya nahi ar. He said, education means Krishna Bhakti. There is no other education. Then you will be shocked to hear that. So Prabhupada explains there are 4 levels of education. Jara Vidya, Brahma Vidya, then Viṣṇu Bhakti, and then Krishna Bhakti. There are 4 levels of education. So Jara Vidya is important to stay in this world. In order to survive, in order to live in this world, we need to have some knowledge. We need to have some education. That is known as Jara Vidya. Then in order to come out from this material world, you need another kind of knowledge, education. That is known as Brahma Vidya. But coming out of the material world is not enough to enter into the spiritual world. So in order to enter into the spiritual world, we have to have Viṣṇu Bhakti. And in order to enter into the topmost planet, Krishna Loka, we have to have Krishna Bhakti. So these are the different levels of education. So knowledge is very, very important to see the future. But education which is limited to this material world cannot show that light. That's why transcendental knowledge is very, very important. Material world is primarily dealing with material education. But that's not going to help us really. So real help will come when we get transcendental knowledge. So Brahma Vidya is the beginning and Krishna Bhakti is the perfection. So what is the purpose of education? To know Krishna. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita also, what is the purpose of studying Vedas? Vedasya sarver ahameva vedya. So that is the purpose. So that purpose should be understood. So here Parikshit Maharaj is asking question not out of anxiety. Parikshit Maharaj is asking question out of compassion. We ask question out of anxiety. Why? Because we don't know what's going to happen. We are in chinta, anxiety. But Krishna says, no anxiety. Why, Arjuna, are you in anxiety? You should not be in anxiety. Because you are the spirit soul. Jatasya dhruvam mittur dhruvam dharma vittasacha. This material body has taken birth and this material body is going to die. What is the anxiety? In between. Okay, we have taken birth, we are going to die, but in between what to do? That is anxiety. It is, that is the symptom of the material life, anxiety. What will happen in between birth and death? Anxiety. Chinta. And after that, what will happen? We will die. And the body will go to funeral pyre, chitta. Chinta to chitta. Two very important aspects of our life. So what are the services these two, chitta and chinta, do? What they do? Burn. So what chitta does? Burns the dead body. What does chinta do? Burns the living body. How many times chitta burns? One time. How many times chinta burns? Constantly, all the time. Which one is better? He said, chitta. And most of the people think like that. So living is so difficult. So better die. That's why for simple reason people die. They commit suicides. Why? People they don't have any goal of life. They think dying is the goal of life. What is the point living here? Nothing is there in this world. And for simple reason they die. I was hearing one of the students in IIT, he wanted to commit suicide. Why? Because in the last semester he became second. See? But there are students, they are failing in all subjects, they are happily moving in this world. You have to know art of happiness. Right? Who are in anxiety? I always give this example. There are three varieties, three modes of material nature. Students category is also three types. Three categories of students. Two categories are very happy and one category suffers. Always middle is a problem. So those categories of students, those who go to the classes every day, take notes, revise, very prepared, waiting for the exam. When exam will come, when exam paper will come to my hand, I just want to write the exam. Very excited about exam. Very happy. And there is another category of student, they are happier. Why? They never went to the class. They don't know about the subjects, what to know about the questions. They are in ecstasy, especially day before the exam. Whether anybody has faith in the Lord or not, this category of student, they have complete faith in the Lord. Even the Lord will not be able to make us pass. So why to have anxiety? Enjoy life. See, this category of student, they are enjoying life, but another category of student, he became second in the last semester and wanted to commit suicide. See the power of modes. That's why Prabhupada used to say, those who are in the grossest mode of ignorance, they are very happy, and those who are transcendental to the modes, they are happy. In between, suffering. So we are all suffering. And those who become devotees, they suffer more. Why? Because They hear the philosophy that this material world is not the world of happiness, not for enjoyment, but they know we can enjoy. But philosophically convinced now we cannot enjoy. But after coming here, we are seeing that it's not happening. So we say, na ghar ka, na ghat ka. So idhar bhi kuch nahi ho raha hai, udhar bhi kuch nahi ho raha hai. Suffering. Very difficult. So this world is like that, anxiety. Committing suicide is also difficult. How we came to know that he wanted to commit suicide? Reason, because he wanted to hang from the ceiling fan. And some of the rope broke. He could not commit suicide. That's why he come to know why he wanted to commit suicide. Then people change plan. Okay, the rope is not working. So what I'll do? I'll go to the railway track and give up my life. So one person went there and he was waiting for the train to come and train was so late. He was so frustrated and gave it up. So committing suicide is also difficult. Anxiety. So living in this world is also anxiety. Dying is also anxiety. So everything is full of anxiety because what is the root cause? Because we are not surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why shelter. When we don't have shelter, a child is always happy. Why? He takes complete shelter of his or her parents. That's why he has or she has no anxiety in life. In the same way, when the living entities take complete shelter of the Supreme Father, Lord Sri Krishna, he will be free from anxiety. So Parikshit Maharaj has no anxiety. Why he has no anxiety? Because he has taken complete shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he wants to make sure that all other living entities, those who are in anxiety, they also do the same thing. So those who are really happy, they want to see others also happy. But in this world, we want to be happy at the cost of making others unhappy. That's why this formula doesn't work. Any formula of happiness in this world is not going to work because of this inherent defect. So who can be happy? Those who want to see others happy. And that will be possible only through the process of surrender to the source of happiness, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. That's why Krishna advises at the end of Bhagavad Gita, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja aham tam sarva papebhyo mokshisami ma suchaha. You'll be completely free from anxiety, no anxiety. Because I'll take full responsibility of you. So that is called intelligence. To surrender to Krishna and give the responsibility of our life to the person who can take the responsibility. Krishna is the only person who can take the responsibility of our life, because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is called intelligence. So, Parikshit Maharaj asked the question that people in this world, they work, because we cannot stay without working. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, 3 varieties of actions are explained: karma, akarma, vikarma. Right? But whatever you plan to do, vikarma is the integral part of our life. In this world, there is no option that we can be free from sinful activity. Knowingly, unknowingly, we cannot escape from sinful activity. That's why Śukadeva Gosvāmī is explaining that everybody has to go to hellish planet. That is a problem. So it's a real problem. But the pure devotees, they want to see that nobody goes to hellish planet. They don't want to see anybody suffering in the hellish planets. That is the heart of a pure devotee. That's why Parikshit Maharaj is asking this question. So what Śukadeva Gosvāmī is answering? He is telling, this is very important verse also. This verse tells us the process by which we can be free from the journey of going to hellish planet. Sakring mano Krishna padara vindayar nivesitam tad guno ragi jar iha nate jamam paso vritas chatat bhatan sapne opi passantihi chirna niskritaha. Translation: although not having fully realized Krishna, persons who have even once surrendered completely unto his lotus feet and who have become attracted to his name, form, qualities and pastimes are completely freed of all sinful reactions, for they have thus accepted the true method of atonement. Even in dreams, such surrendered souls do not see Yamaraj or his order carriers who are equipped with ropes to bind the sinful. So this is the result of surrendering to Krishna. Even if someone has not realized Krishna completely. So it's very important philosophy here also. Even if someone is fully surrendered, he may not know Krishna completely. Full surrender does not mean full realization. But what is the result of full surrender? As soon as someone is fully surrendered, at least what will happen? In dream also, Yamaraj will not come. That is a power. So, why Yamaraj cannot come? Because Krishna declared, who is fully surrendered to him, he takes responsibility. So jurisdiction changes. Jurisdiction of Yamaraj is limited to those people, those who are not surrendered to Krishna. But anybody who is surrendered to Krishna is outside the jurisdiction of Yamaraj. That's why surrendering to Krishna is the most intelligent approach. Because before this sloka, Śukadeva Gosvāmī was testing Parikshit Maharaj. He did not give this answer directly. At the end he answered this. But he started answering in a different way. He said, how to counteract sinful activity? He said, do atonement. By atonement, you can be free from sinful reactions. Prayaschitya. It is explained that if someone commits sinful activity, if he does prayaschitya in his life before dying, then he does not have to go to hellish planet. It's a good proposal. But Parikshit Maharaj is very intelligent. Devotees are very intelligent. He told Śukadeva Gosvāmī, because testing is very, very important. Last year also, while we discussed about Dhruva Maharaj, Narad Muni tested Dhruva. And Dhruva passed the test. Here also, Śukadeva Gosvāmī is testing Parikshit Maharaj, his level of understanding. So he first talked about karma, to get free from karma. Atonement. Pious activity, counteracting sinful activity. Then Parikshit Maharaj said that if you do atonement, but after doing atonement, again he does sinful activity. So what is the point? Just like an elephant goes to the lake, takes bath, comes out, again puts mud on his body. So what is the point of bathing? So to bathe means to clean the body. But after cleaning, again you are making your body dirty. In the same way, you do atonement, free from sinful reaction, again you do sinful activity. So what's the point of this kind of atonement? Very intelligent argument. Then Śukadeva Gosvāmī was very happy by hearing this from Parikshit Maharaj. And he said, yes, atonement is not the solution, then you should take the process of jnana, from karma to jnana. Even at the level of jnana, you can counteract the sinful reaction, but the desire does not go away. So root is avidya. Because of avidya, we develop sinful desires. And from sinful desires, we commit sinful activities. So root is avidya, ignorance. What is the meaning of ignorance? You know what is ignorance? बताइए, what is ignorance? माइक दीजिए, माइक.
Identifying oneself with the body.
Identifying oneself with the body. Okay. One answer. Another answer.
Absence of spiritual knowledge.
What is that?
Knowledge which can help us break the boundaries of material world and transcend into spiritual world.
Considering illusion to be reality and reality to be illusion.
Okay. What? I am asking, what is ignorance? What is that knowledge? Obviously, no, ignorance means absence of knowledge. What is that? What is knowledge?
That we are eternal servant of Krishna, is the knowledge, and ignorance is forgotten our relationship with Krishna.
So, knowledge means sambandha gyan. Sambandha gyan means to know who am I and to know who the Supreme Lord is and what is our relationship. That is called gyan. Only knowing myself is not enough. Only knowing Krishna is not enough. We should have the complete knowledge. Who is Lord? Who am I? And what is my relationship with the Lord? When we don't have this knowledge, we are in ignorance. Generally, we identify this body as soul. It's called Dehatma Buddhi. Dehatma means considering the Deha as Atma. Considering Deha as permanent. So that is the ignorance. And that ignorance is there until we surrender to Krishna completely. So therefore, we have to be free from that avidya. So here, Śukadeva Gosvāmī is telling, surrender to Krishna completely once and being attracted to his form, name, form, qualities and pastimes, then what will happen? He will be completely free from the jurisdiction of Yamaraj. So developing attraction for Krishna is the success. That is also explained in the first canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. The purpose of spiritual life is to develop attraction for Krishna. It's not a mechanical thing. We have to develop attraction. Unless we develop attraction for Krishna, we cannot be free from the attraction of this material world. Theoretically, mechanically, it's not possible. We can continue for some time, but if we don't develop attraction for Krishna, then what will happen? We will become victimized again. This story will tell that. Ajāmila's story is he was equipped with so many wonderful qualities, but he became attracted to this material world. That is the power. Deiviyesha gunamayi mama maya durattaya. This attraction is very powerful. What is the essence of material existence? A man is attracted by a woman and woman is attracted by a man. That is the essence of material existence. So somebody came to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, I am not feeling attraction for sex life. Prabhupada said, go and see a doctor. He thought that he could impress Prabhupada. Yes, I am free. So who can be free from this attraction? Who is diseased or who is pure devotee? In between, everybody is attracted by this attraction. This is the very essence of this material existence. So you should not be very surprised that someone is attracted. We should be surprised when someone is not attracted. This is the test. So therefore, developing attraction for Krishna is the goal of our life. Then naturally we will be not attracted by the three modes of material nature. So here it is very nicely explained by Śukadeva Gosvāmī that who has completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna and who has developed attraction for Krishna's name, form, qualities and pastime, he is outside of the jurisdiction of Yamaraj. And before that, Śukadeva Gosvāmī explained that atonement, jnana marg, they are not going to work properly because sinful desires will continue to be there in the heart. And as long as desires will be there in the heart, it will manifest into action. It's just a matter of time. So therefore we have to uproot the material desire. And process of uprooting the material desire is Bhakti Yoga. Through karma, through jnana, these desires cannot be uprooted completely. So the most efficient and very sublime way of uprooting material desire is to practice Bhakti Yoga. And that is recommended here by Śukadeva Gosvāmī to Parikshit Maharaj. So whoever takes the path of devotional service, and what is the meaning of devotional service? Surrender to the lotus feet of Krishna. And when someone does that, then he is free from the jurisdiction of Yamaraj and he is under the shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that was a philosophical explanation. Parikshit Maharaj asked philosophical questions and Śukadeva Gosvāmī also very beautifully explained philosophically as an answer to the questions of Parikshit Maharaj. But in Kali Yuga especially, people cannot remember philosophical conversations. They'll forget. But they will remember stories. That's why Śukadeva Gosvāmī will start now a story. And people are very happy to hear the story. Okay? The story, Prabhupada has given a beautiful name, A Second Chance. The life of Ajamila. So Ajamila used to stay in a place known as Kannakubja, which is known as Kannauj. The qualities of Ajamila explained in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 6th Canto, 1st chapter, 56 and 57 verses. Ayam hi sruta sampanya Sila Britta Gunalaya Dhrita Brata Mridur Danta Satyavan Mantra Vichuchi Guru Agni Atithi Vidhanam Susur Anahankritaha Sarva Bhuta Sruhit Sadhur Mitbaka Anasuyakaha. The qualities of Ajamila. Translation by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. In the beginning, this Brahmana named Ajamila studied all the Vedic literatures. He was a reservoir of good character, good conduct and good qualities. Firmly established in executing all the Vedic injunctions, he was very mild and gentle. And he kept his mind and senses under control. Furthermore, he was always truthful. He knew how to chant the Vedic mantras and he was also very pure. Ajamila was very respectful to his spiritual master, the fire god, guests and the elderly members of his household. Indeed, he was free from false prestige. He was upright, benevolent to all living entities, and well behaved. He would never speak nonsense or envy anyone. So many wonderful qualities have been explained here. So qualities are very, very important. Character. So character is the purpose of education. Nowadays, the purpose of education is totally different. What is the purpose of education? Placement has to be guaranteed. Otherwise, what is the point to study? Right? But that is not the real purpose of education as per Shastra. The purpose of education is to build character. And I always say this principle because we used to hear this principle a lot in our childhood. Nowadays, I don't know. So in childhood, we used to hear from our teachers, from our parents, from our superiors, from our other guardians. They used to say, if money is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. But if character is lost, everything is lost. Generally, when there used to be marriage in the past, they used to check the background of the family, the character of that boy or girl. That was the primary focus. But nowadays, the principle has become reversed. If the character is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. But if money is lost, everything is lost. So which principle you like? What can I say? I like the second one, but I cannot say. Because we are hearing the life of Ajamila. We like that. What we like? We like money. Character, not so important. Not important at all. So now we check the background. What is the meaning of checking background? How much? Right? Not how many. How much is there in the bank? Now we should see the other part. Here, the character of Ajamila is described in detail by Śukadeva Gosvāmī. Lot of good qualities. How a person develops good qualities, that is also explained in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Jasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarvai gunastatra samasate sudha haravo abhaktasya kuta mahadguna manorothena soti dhavata vahi. Who renders devotional service to Krishna, pure devotional service, automatically all the good qualities of the demigods and also those qualities which are not there in the demigods also are manifested in the character of a person who renders pure devotional service. So when we render pure devotional service to Krishna, all the saintly qualities are manifested in the character. So 26 qualities of Vaishnavas are explained in Shastra, and one of the key element is surrender to Krishna. More we surrender to Krishna, more saintly qualities will be manifested. We don't have to try other qualities, because other qualities have no value if we don't surrender to Krishna. What's the point if we don't surrender to Krishna? There is no value to those good qualities. The primary good quality, the main good quality, the essence of all good qualities is to surrender to Krishna. So Ajamila was a Brahmana. So this Brahmana also, we should know who is a Brahmana. Janmana jayate Shudra, Samaskarat bhavet Dija, Veda Pathar bhavet Vipra, Brahma janati iti Brahmana. This verse is very, very important verse. in order to understand who is a Brahmana. Generally, we have different concepts about Brahmana. We take birth from our parents, that is known as birth in ignorance, Sudra Janma. Because we stay in the womb, that is dark. This material world is also dark. We take birth, that's why that is also birth in the mode of ignorance, because everything is dark. We cannot see things. Brahma was born. Without mother, he was born. Still, he was going up and down for years. Could not understand what to do in life. You should not think we are only confused. It's coming from there. Because this world is world of confusion. The original person was confused. What to do in life? We always think, what will be my career, whether to become this engineer, that engineer, doctor, engineer, professor. Well, we are all confused about our career. So it's nothing unusual. Very usual, because this is a symptom of material existence, confusions. Then Brahma heard, tapa, tapa, tapa. Do austerity. The purpose of human form of life is to do tapasya, not to enjoy. That was the message to Brahma. That's why we have to take second birth. Material birth we take as the opportunity to enjoy. That's why it is known as Sudra Janma. Sudra means we are in ignorance, and ignorance means material sense enjoyment. So in order to stop that sense enjoyment, we have to take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. That's why second birth. Samaskarat bhavet dija. Then the bona fide spiritual master becomes the father. And Gayatri Mantra, Vedas become mother. That is second birth. Samaskarat, through the process of initiation, through the process of Diksha, one becomes twice born. Dija. So why we take birth, second birth? What is the need? What is the purpose of Diksha? What is the purpose of Samaskara? Veda Pathat Bhavet Vipra. To study Vedas, to get transcendental knowledge, is the purpose of second birth. To get knowledge, to get light in our life. So who studies Vedas is known as Vipra. Then what is the purpose behind studying Shastra? Vedasya sarver ahameva vedya. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. The purpose of studying Veda is to know Krishna. If you don't know Krishna, you are in ignorance. That's why purpose of studying Veda is to know Krishna. So who is a Brahmana? Brahma janati iti Brahmana. Who knows the absolute truth is a Brahmana. Okay? So who is a Brahmana? Who knows the absolute truth. You should remember this. Brahma janati iti Brahmana. By wearing sacred thread, by chanting mantras, by reciting slokas, you don't become Brahmana. Who is a Brahmana? Who knows absolute truth. So absolute truth can be understood or realized at three different levels according to Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Sabdate. So absolute truth has three aspects. Impersonal feature as Brahma Jyoti, localized aspect Paramatma, and the personal aspect the Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, through the process of Jnana, one can understand Nirakara Brahma Jyoti or impersonal feature of the absolute truth. That is the purpose of Jnana. Then through the process of Ashtanga Yoga, one can realize Paramatma feature in the heart. Then through the process of Bhakti, one can understand the personal feature of the absolute truth. A Brahmana who knows the impersonal aspect of the absolute truth, he is known as Jnani Brahmana. A Brahmana who knows the localized aspect, Paramatma aspect of the absolute truth, he is known as Yogi Brahmana. and who knows the Bhagavan aspect of the absolute truth, that Brahmana is known as Vaishnava Brahmana. So Srila Prabhupada, while he was establishing Krishna consciousness movement, he said that one of the main purposes of establishing Krishna consciousness movement is to create some Brahmanas. When Srila Prabhupada talks about Brahmanas, he indicates Vaishnava Brahmana, who knows the absolute truth completely. So Ajamila was a Brahmana. So he was having all the good qualities. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 9 good qualities of a Brahmana. Samodama tapo saucham kantirarjavam evacha jnana vijnanam astikyam brahma karma sabhavajam. So these are the 9 qualities of a Brahmana. Because Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra should be categorized based on guna and karma. So Brahmanas are in the mode of goodness, Kshatriyas are in the mode of passion, Vaishyas are in the mixed mode of passion and ignorance, and Sudras are in the mode of ignorance. So Brahmanas have 9 qualities and 6 activities. 9 qualities begin with Sama and Dhamma. Sama and Dhamma means, Sama means internal sense control, Dhamma means external sense control. Means controlling the senses and the mind. So who is a Brahmana? Who can control the mind and senses. The first step of education is to control the mind and senses. That's the brahmachari training. Because unless we have that qualification, we cannot have real education. Sense enjoyment and education cannot go together. So therefore, first step, the most important step to have spiritual knowledge is cultivation of sense control and mind control. Because unless mind is in peaceful state, you cannot have education. There are so many problems in the student's life nowadays. What is the main problem? They cannot concentrate. How they can concentrate? Because mind is completely absorbed in senses, sense enjoyments. So therefore, mind cannot be peaceful. And they all want some quick fix formula, right? How to develop concentration. And we give seminar also. But it's not going to work because we have a basic fundamental problems because our senses are not controlled. If senses are not controlled, how we can have a peaceful mind? That's why Krishna says to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, in order to control mind, you have to practice 2 principles, Abhyas and Vairagya. Practice and detachment. What is the meaning of practice? Practice means engaging the senses in the service of the Lord. And what is detachment? Withdrawing the senses from the sense objects. 2 things should go parallelly. When these 2 things happen parallelly, then slowly and steadily, mind will come under control. And when the senses and mind come under control, then we can focus on other aspect of life, and studying Shastras will be very, very conducive. So Brahmana means who can control mind and senses. Sama, Dhamma. Then Tapa, austerity. Austerity is very, very important. And what is austerity? For the brahmachari, studying Vedas. What is the austerity of grihasthas? Charity. What is the austerity of vanaprastha? Physical austerity. And what is the austerity of sannyasi? Spread the message. So in that way we have to take austerity. What austerity means? Voluntary discomforts for our body. That is austerity. So Prabhupada has explained there are different levels of austerity. Last year we talked about austerity in detail because Dhruva Maharaj is the example of doing austerity. As soon as we hear Dhruva Maharaj austerity, our mind becomes very disturbed. We start thinking how it is possible to do that kind of austerity. But some people also, Kali Yuga wants to imitate. They hear the austerity of Raghunath Das Goswami. That happened 500 years before, more recent. Dhruva Maharaj many years back. And what was the austerity of Raghunath Das Goswami? He used to drink. He stopped eating. By hearing that, they are not so happy. So Raghunath Das Goswami used to drink once in 2-3 days a cup of buttermilk. That was his eating style. Okay. 22 hours, 30 minutes he used to do devotional service. 1.5 hour other activities. And that is also not every day. Means 24 hours devotional service. 64 rounds minimum chanting, 3 hours Krishna Katha, then other devotional activities. That was the life of Raghunath Das Goswami. And they used to live not in Brahmachari ashram. They used to live under a tree. And that tree is also not fixed. Why? If they stay under one tree, they may become attached to a particular tree. But we become very attached to a particular situation, then that will be the cause of our attachment. So therefore, austerity is needed to make us detached. Detachment is very important. Samo, dhamma, tapo, saucham. Saucham means we have to be pure. So all these qualities are explained here also by Śukadeva Gosvāmī about Ajamila. Ajamila had all these good qualities. And 6 activities of Brahmana. We should know that also. What are the 6 activities? Pathan, Pathan, Jajan, Jajan, Dan, Pratigrahan. So Pathan, Pathan means the Brahmanas, they study Veda and they teach Vedas. Studying and teaching. Jajan, Jajan, they do Yajna or they do Puja and they also teach Yajna or Puja. And Dan Patigrahan, a Brahmana lives on charity. Charity means dependence on Krishna. A Brahmana lives on the dependence of Krishna. Chanting mantra is not enough. You should have the quality. What is the quality? Dependence on Krishna. If someone gives money, you have money. Prabhupada used to say that a Brahmana is always poor. Even he has 1 lakh rupees, he used to give the example. That time 1 lakh is a big figure. Nowadays not so much. But that time Prabhupada used to say, even if a Brahmana has 1 lakh rupees, he is a beggar. So one disciple of Prabhupada came and Prabhupada, one picture came in the newspaper, a yogi. He is not touching the money. And that picture became very famous. And he also became very famous because he is so detached. Prabhupada said, take another picture. Bring some money, I will hold that money and take that picture and that will be more popular. So he said, Prabhupada said he doesn't know how to engage the money. That's why he is not touching the money. But the devotees, they are not attached and they are not detached. So we are not in the process of bhoga, we are not in the process of tyaga, we are in the process of yoga. Engage everything in the service of Krishna. That is the process. Then Prabhupada said, Prabhupada was counting money. Sannyasi, founder Acharya of international movement, 2 respectable VIP guests came to meet and he told his secretaries, please tell them to wait. Why? Because he was counting money. But somehow these 2 gentlemen was were observing that Srila Prabhupada was counting money. Lot of money was there. Then after counting was over, he called his secretaries. He said, this is for Juhu project, this is for Mayapur project, and balance is for Vrindavan project. He became what? Penniless. That is the symptom of a Brahmana. Brahmana means no bank account, no fixed deposits. That is Brahmana. Okay? Brahmana depends on charity. So it is the duty of a grihastha to give charity. Otherwise, where from charity will come? So why people should earn money? The only purpose people can earn money, to give charity. If someone doesn't want to give charity, he has no right or authority to earn money. That is the injunction of Shastra. But people, if they hear like that, they become very disturbed. When Prabhupada said 50% of your earnings should be given in charity, by hearing that, heart attack. What to talk about giving? Kali Yuga, very difficult to give. Because material world means take, right? Not give. That's why you say, what is the principle of material love? Get, and get. Then forget. That is material love. What is spiritual love? Give, and then forgive. That is called spiritual love. So charity is a symptom of love. A Brahmana also gives charity, but main charity is charity of love of Godhead. That is the highest charity. But when we talk about charity, generally it talks about money. So Brahmana, time is up. Okay, so I did not see the time, sorry for that. So Brahmana is meant for giving charity and also accepting charity. So we'll continue our discussion tomorrow. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Gaur Premanande. So I don't know, it's suitable to ask questions. Time is there. One question maybe.
Maharaj, one question.
Okay.
Dhananjay bro?
Yes, mics. Give the mic so that others can hear the question.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for such a wonderful lecture. Prabhuji, my question was, like you just said, that there should be attraction to Krishna and complete surrender as well. But many a times we see while practicing this Krishna consciousness in the beginning, there is more of a duty towards Krishna. So like whenever we are not offering our services properly, we feel a bit disturbed. But then we see that by proper understanding of that situation, we come to the conclusion that it was a matter of duty, and because of that duty, we were feeling disturbed. Can you tell me the difference between the attraction and duty towards Krishna?
Duty means you don't have any love. You are just doing it for the purpose of doing it. But attraction means you have love for it. When you have love, you have attraction. So attraction means love. Duty means mechanical without any love. That's the difference. Okay?